Hey guys, it's Miss Pear. So you should have already watched the other reflection video to kind of get an introduction to the transformation reflections. So we're going to go ahead and complete our guided notes with that. So in the last videos we talked about translations being a type of transformation, and that was just a slide, no change in shape or anything there. And then we have now our reflection, which is another type of transformation, in which the figure is reflected or flipped across a line. Now, in the video that you saw, I had put instructions about to stop at a certain point or ignore the part where they said flipping over like the line of y equals x and y equals negative x. We're going to be focusing on reflecting over the y-axis, the x-axis, and then x equals a number, y equals a number. So we're going to focus on flipping over horizontal and vertical lines only. So the important thing about reflection is it does not change shape or size, but it does change the orientation, basically the way that the figure is facing. Now, if it's just a point, that's not going to do anything, but if it's a shape or a line or of some sort, the direction that it's facing will be different, right? But it's going to still be a congruent shape, okay? It's not going to change anything about it. So like a translation, the shape stayed congruent. A reflection, the shape stays congruent, like it stays the exact same size. So when a figure undergoes a reflection, the line in which the figure is flipped is called the line of reflection. Okay. And when a figure undergoes a reflection, every point of the image, the new image, okay, like the new one, remember the original one is called the pre-image, every point of the image, the new figure, is the same distance from the line of reflection as the pre-image. It's just on the opposite side. So thinking about a mirror image, okay? So if you're going to, so reflection in the x-axis means going across the x-axis. So you're flipping up and down kind of deal, right? If you think about, here's your x-axis, we're going from here to that quadrant, from here, or from this quadrant to this quadrant. Okay, it's like folding your paper from top to bottom or bottom to top. That's how you're kind of doing your flip. So the basic rule is that if I'm flipping from the top to the bottom, what's changing is just my y value. So all we're going to be doing is basically your y value is going to become the opposite. And how do we make something the opposite? Well, we multiply by -1. So we're going to multiply the y coordinate by -1, right? So instead of xy, it'll be x and then the opposite of whatever y was. So for example, if I had 5, 3, and I flipped it over the x-axis, it would become 5, -3. Or let's say I started with -2, -1. My x stays the same, -2, but I'm taking the opposite of y, which means I'm multiplying by -1. So the opposite of -1 is +1. So just giving you an idea about how you would apply that rule to just a coordinate. So reflecting in the y-axis means that you're doing like a left to right kind of deal, or a right to left. So y-axis runs up and down. So if we're flipping over the y, we're kind of going back and forth that way. Oops. Pardon me, I'm going to pause the video real quick. Apparently my screen disappeared, but that's the video you're supposed to watch. Okay, sorry about that. Looks like I'm going to make sure to pay attention. Don't know what that little button was about. Something shutting down. So, okay, anyway, going back to reflecting in the y-axis means you're kind of doing a left to right. So if I was folding my paper this way, if I had an image over here, it would transfer to that other side. Okay? So, well, if you think about it, if instead of reflecting over the x-axis, and the opposite would be reflecting over the y-axis. So if I multiply the y-coordinate by -1, that means that since now that I'm reflecting it the opposite, I'm going to multiply the x-coordinate by -1. The x is going to be the one that's changing position. If you think about it, if I was in quadrant 1, I'm coming over to quadrant 2. I can still stay on that same y value. Okay? So it's going to look like this. So instead, my x is going to be the opposite of what it was, but my y value is going to stay the same. So let's take a look at those same points as we did before. So 5, 3 would now, if I was reflecting it over the y-axis, would become -5, 3. Or if I had -2, -1, my x value becomes the opposite, which is a +2 now, but the y value stays the same. All right? So just to give you an idea about how do we know this rule is really how it works, let's take a look at some of the graphing. Now, I've already gone ahead and sketched in my pre-image. Again, if I was nice and did that for you before I ran the copies, great. If not, go ahead and pause the video and sketch in your pre-image right now. Use a ruler. You're also going to want some colored pens or pencils. I'll do everything in regular pencil first and then go over it in the color. All right? So when you go to flip the figure in the x-axis, that means we're going across. We're going this way. Okay? All right? And remember in the video, it said when you're dealing on the coordinate plane, if I'm going to ignore just these right now, and I was just given this, and I say go ahead and tell me what's the new coordinate for f, what's the new coordinate for L, what's f prime, L prime. All right? Remember, let me go ahead and I'm going to highlight. I'm going to use, we'll use blue for my line of reflection. I find that helps me keep in track on like where I need to cross. I don't have my highlighter here with me, so I'm going to, okay, make it a little bit darker for the video. Bolder it. Okay, that's my line of reflection. I'm crossing over the x-axis. So now, if I'm going to flip this figure over, I want to see how far away is point P from my line of reflection, and it's one space. So I'm going to count one space down in the opposite direction, and that's where P prime is going to go. Don't forget to label it. I highly recommend labeling as you go. Okay, same thing. I is one space away from the line of reflection going up, so it's going to be one space from the line of reflection going down. Careful, make sure you're lining everything up. 1, 2, 3, up. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. And that is L prime. Same thing for F. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go down 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is F prime. Don't forget to label with your prime marks. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and color my new image in green just so I can see the difference. And we can see that the shape has this, like the distances, all the line segments are still the same length. Nothing about the shape has really changed except for its orientation. It's like upside down looking now. Okay? And so now let's take a look at what coordinates I ended up with and see if this rule from up above applies. So I flipped it over the x-axis. So that means that my x should have stayed the same, y value became the opposite. So let's take a look at L. L prime. So it means that I should get 4, -3. So L prime was 4, and yep, it was -3. 4, -3. I prime, the x value stayed the same, and my y value came opposite. And P prime, 1, -1. And we can see that those ended up matching up. So if I don't give you this, and I only start you with the coordinate plane, you want to highlight where your line of reflection is, and that's what you're going to count from. So if it's 1 away from this way, it's 1 in the opposite direction. was 4 away, so it's 4 away from that line of reflection. If you want to, if you like the rule, you could write out the coordinates and then write out the prime ones and then graph them, but it's not necessary. Okay? All right. So why don't you go ahead and try example 2, pause the video, and when you're ready to check your work, press play and we'll see how you did. All right, guys, go ahead and take a look. Things to check and see, make sure you have. Did you label your points correctly? This is F prime, L prime, I prime, E prime. Making sure you have the right labels. That's going to count when I'm looking at your grading, again, for accuracy. Okay, also make sure that these coordinates do match up with what you have actually graphed. So it's a way of double checking yourself. So you can use the rule to double check, but we could have also just counted. And remember, this time it was over the y-axis, so notice I have my vertical line highlighted there. Okay? Great. I'm going to skip over to example 4 really quick, just to give you an idea of what we're going to do here. So you're going to want 2 different colors. Okay? All right? So the first one is, we're not flipping over an axis anymore. We're going to flip over a line. So remember this. Remember our Hoy books. Okay? Y equals, so I'm going to do green for this one, because we're putting them on the same coordinate plane, so we want to be able to tell the difference between them. And I'm going to do pink for this one. Okay? Alright, so the first thing is, I need to highlight my line of reflection. Well, where does y equal 1? Remember, Hoy, H-O-Y, horizontal y value. So it's a horizontal line going through 1. Okay? That's my line of reflection, so I'm flipping over that. And we can't really apply like an opposite rule here because it's not directly over the axis anymore. So this one, we do have to graph it and do the counting and then come up with our coordinates. So for example, P is 2 spaces away from that line. So I'm going to go 2 spaces away and I'm going to graph P prime. Right? 2 spaces away for I, 2 spaces away for I prime. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is where L prime will go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's where F prime will go. And I'll keep that in my green color so I know that this was a reflection over y equals 1. Okay? And now I can go ahead and take those coordinates and put them into my table. And I'll let you pause the video and get to that. But really quickly, I only have a couple more minutes for me to go ahead and complete this. So, reflect over x equals -1. All right, well, remember, it's a vertical line for where the x equals that number. So here is where our line of reflection is. Right, and now you're going to flip this shape. You're going to flip the original one over this line. Right? So what I'd like you guys to do right now is I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video, complete example 3 and example 4, and then example 5 is the same thing except I'm not getting you a graph this time. I want you to apply the rule to flipping over the x-axis, and then example 6 is based on the coordinates, what happened. Right? When you're done, you can unpause the video and check your answers. Alright guys, welcome back. So go ahead and check your answers. This one may have been a little bit confusing because you're kind of flipping the shape over itself, but you're still applying the same principle. Okay, 2 away from there, so go 2 away in the opposite, and you can get the coordinates the same way. So pause it and check it. Right? And then remember, going over the x-axis, x stays the same. And then over here, we notice that the y values stayed the same and the x value became opposite. Alright, hopefully that get you set for the rest of the lesson.